Are these exercises far superior to other low back exercises? Are they as good as I'm making them out to be? There isn't one exercise that is the best for everyone. The right exercise depends on the individual and their current state. Think of it like a Super Mario game. You need to complete level 1 before you move on to level 2, 3, 4, and so on. Depending on the state of your lower back, some of you might start at level 1 to relieve pain, level 2 to reduce stiffness, and level 3 to improve function. Just like Super Mario, the game gets more exciting as you level up. Similarly, leveling up our spine health gives us more freedom to do more without limitations. A better spine means a better life. In this video, I'm going to show you some very basic lower back mobility exercises. I'm going to keep it so simple that everyone watching this can do it and benefit from it. Let's get into it. This first exercise is called the seated cat-camel. This exercise helps you gain better control over your lower back movement. Better movement, better spine, better life. Remember? I like starting with a seated exercise because it's not always easy for people with back stiffness or pain to get onto the floor. Pay attention to how you move your hips and your lower back during this exercise. You might be familiar with the terms anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. If not, here's a simple explanation. I'm going to use the bucket analogy. Imagine your hips as a bucket filled with water. As you tilt your hips forward, you pour the water out. As you tilt your hips back, you keep the water in. With this exercise, we are going to pour the water out of the bucket, then keep it in. It is as simple as that. You can do this whenever you are working at the desk or sitting for long periods. Now that you have more control over your hips and your low back, we'll progress to what I call the seated spinal flexion, and this is how it looks like. Begin by maintaining a posterior pelvic tilt to prevent the water from pouring out of the bucket. This will help you to round your lower back and help you to stretch further. From this position, keep the water in the bucket as you round your back and reach your hands to mid-shin level. As you come back up, pour the water out by arching your back slightly. Continue by keeping the water in the bucket, rounding your back, reaching forward, coming back up again, and pouring the water out at the end. Try challenging yourself to bend further down each time. Ideally, you want to touch the floor. In case you don't already know, our spine can move not only front and back, but also in rotation. Imagine yourself as a wet towel, twisting to wring out all the water. Start by sitting with your chest upright. Then rotate to your right as far as you can, using your hands to gently pull yourself further back. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe out while you rotate to the other side. It is as simple as that. The great thing about this exercise is that even a lazy bum like me can do it conveniently and effortlessly while sitting at the desk. For those of you who like a bit of a challenge, I recommend the Jefferson curl. This is an excellent exercise to mobilize and strengthen your back simultaneously. It involves a deep rounding of the spine, allowing you to feel the stretch along its entire length. Oh, but Cam, isn't it harmful to round your back? I understand where you're coming from, but hear me out. Our spine is designed to move freely, including front and back. If you pay attention to how you move your body on a day-to-day basis, you will notice that you actually round your back quite often. When you bend down to pick something up, when you sweep the floor, or when you slouch in front of a desk when you're working. It's not natural to keep your back straight all the time, is it? Even if I stand still like this for an hour, I will eventually feel stiff and sore, and probably in pain. Since we have to round our back so often every day, we might as well get good at it so that we are less likely to get injured. We shouldn't avoid certain movement out of fear. Instead, we should try to find a way to strengthen ourselves, to make ourselves stronger so that it doesn't become a problem. This exercise is quite similar to the seated spinal flexion, except we're gonna do it standing. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and with your legs straight. Slowly bend forward, curling your spine one vertebra at a time, reaching towards your toes. At the bottom of the movement, let your arms hang and relax your head and neck. Slowly uncurl back to the starting position, one vertebra at a time, until you are standing upright again. By doing these exercises, your low back will start to move better and handstand as smoothly as butter. Remember, changes takes time and consistency is key. Pick 1 or 2 of these exercises and do them daily for 30 days. Also, check out my next video on how to learn the back bend if that is something you would like to learn. One last thing before you go. If you have back pain, always consult with a healthcare professional first. Do that.